according to reports, no fewer than 100 people, according to today's papers, actually, about 130 have been confirmed were killed after an illegal refinery went up in flames at the Abaezi community in Ohaji-Egbema Local Government Area of Imo State. Also, 6 vehicles were allegedly razed during the incident, which threw lots of people in the community into serious mourning. Now, later on the show today, we'll be having the State Commissioner for Petroleum Resources, Goodluck Opia, and the Customs National Public Relations Officer, Timi Mobodi. We're expecting both of them very soon to join us. But in the meantime, we'd like to hear your thoughts on this issue of illegal bunkering, especially in those communities. What are your thoughts on this? What can the government do to stop it? And do you agree that the government said they had no idea this was going on at all in this region? Join the conversation. You can call us on 081-270-53687, 091-390-76948. You can also tweet to us at TVC Connect. Please hashtag YourView TVC so we can read your tweets. So while I was reading the sports, I mean, we read different angles. There's a youth group that was saying that they've been trying to get support for the modular refineries. You know, it's the only way to go, where it's a legal structure. These are illegal bunkers, and we can't pretend we don't know this business exists. It does exist. But according to what I read, this is one of the biggest illegal bunkering companies around, refineries around. In your thoughts, do you agree when the government says they're not aware of this existence?
I find it very difficult to believe that the government is unaware of this particular one even. Let's just forget that, okay, there may be so many, and they may not have an idea of how many, but the scale of what we saw, I'm like, how are you able to carry out business of that magnitude over a long period of time, and the government is totally unaware of it? Everybody, it seems like many people go there to buy, you know, the illegal crude and everything. How is it possible that such a huge establishment, for lack of a better word, establishment, will just go...
Escape you.
You know, escape you. No wonder bandits are escaping us. If we cannot see something that as big as that, in front of people going in and out, the whole community, the community leaders, the people buying the thing and selling to the people.
Sometimes
how does that happen?
We have a government.
So the only thing I would say is that there are definitely people that are meant to enforce the law that are part of this. That's the only way something like that can go unnoticed. Right. Because the people that can maybe cause an arrest to be made, closure to be made, are part of it or have been, what's the word? You know, somehow have been, you know, in it, and they are unable to speak up. That's the only way this could have passed their, you know, their notice. Yeah. But also, the presidency is saying that he's asking all this, the army, the security operatives, they should use all the intelligence to chase the people who own these places or those who have been supporting these refineries. Well, I hope that we hear something from this, because what happens if we find out that those who own the place or who have supported it with either influence or money are part of the government? Is the government willing to arrest those people and make an example of them? Or will we have another case? And, you know, because Nigerians are looking at it. Just the other day, you released 2 governors who were known to be fraudsters, who had convicted, and you let them go. Many people will be like, of what use would it be if you will find these people so that in a few years you let them go? Right.
I'm really hoping to get producers are trying to get our guests, because it's important for us to speak to them. This is not new. We had a lot of this happen during the Jonathan's administration, where people were just constantly illegal bunkers like this bunkering was going on. But what has been done? What happened that in this situation where proper measures were not put in place to protect them, even though they're doing an illegal business? Who is going to protect them? Are we the people? The people themselves. You're doing an illegal business. How did you plan to protect yourself? I mean, did you not know it was highly flammable? I mean, sometimes some questions come to you when thinking, why do Nigerians get involved in these kind of things? Pussy, what were your thoughts when you heard about this story?
Yes, so for me, there's this, you know, somebody was speaking to me recently and he said crime cannot confidently exist without the government being a part of it. And I totally agree. The government cannot say that they are not aware that this is happening. Yeah. So what I see is either the government is complicit, they have officials who are supposed to be taking checks, who are supposed to go back and report to the government to close down this, are busy collecting things and zipping up their mouth, because this is a very, like Miriam highlighted, is a very big business that's been going on for a very, very long time. And even after this accident happened, people are still there doing business. People are still there trying to sell off their wares. People are still there buying even after the accident. Now, when it comes to the accident, whether it's the legal bunkering or the illegal bunkering, accidents will happen. You know, when it comes to these petroleum products, they are highly inflammable, so anything can trigger anything. But the problem I have is with the people. First of all, with the people who gave out lands, my father sells land. When a customer comes to buy, the first question is, what do you want to do with the land? These villagers gave out these lands knowing fully well what these people wanted to do, and they were okay with it. As long as you pay me for the land, I'm good. Anything can happen. Sort out yourself. That's a Nigerian problem. We, the people, killing ourselves day to day. The people who are involved in this business. So we complain here that the policies are not very favorable to people who want to get into modular refineries. It's because there are people who are benefiting from this sort of bunkering illegal business that will sabotage having proper modular refineries. So we are sabotaging ourselves over and over just for a few people who are greedy enough to just put their interests first before the interest of the people. What will it take if we have modular refineries and we find a way to close down all this illegal? Are we still going to be talking about exportation of fuel as we speak? Are we still going to be talking about this problem we have with Forex? Dollar right now is close to 590, if not more, as I speak today. Are we still going to be having that problem? So everybody is looking at what will benefit me right now, irrespective of how it affects other people around me. And I want prosecution to happen. So it's not this one that the government is shouting and saying, I want prosecution to happen.
Who are we prosecuting?
We need to find...
We need to... Who? Because there's so many people that can be held responsible. The community, right now, most of them actually... They've run away. They've run away. And they're on the run. Now, I mean, I was reading a report here. It says that sources said it is one of the biggest illegal refineries in Rivers State, actually in the boundary between Rivers and Imo State. Says that there was something else I wanted to put out. It said that the explosion was said to have spread very rapidly, consuming everything and everybody in sight. Women and children also.
What were women and children doing there?
It's a community.
It's a community, and they're very, really close to those people. So we know the people who are bunked. We know that they are our children. They are our heads. So how, therefore, do we ensure? Because we can just talk about this. It could be a talk shop for the next one day, and that's we're done. But who's going to ensure that those community leaders are held responsible for this?
So the people that I expect to start hearing about them being questioned, definitely, I want to hear the governors of Imo and River State being called to question concerning this matter. For such a business to have happened within your community, within your states for such a long time. The community leaders, definitely, because I know the way Nigeria runs. There are some things you can never do in a place without settling these leaders and these traditional community leaders. So definitely they are aware of what's happening. My fear is what we would normally see is the small guys, the errand boys. They're the ones that they are going to parade on national TV and call them all sorts of names. But those people cannot carry out the scale of this business without monetary, financial backing, and also some sort of government influence. And I hope that we'll see those sort of people. I totally agree with you.
You see, that place attracted many buyers of illegal refined products.
Who are those buying these things?
I don't understand.
Why are they buying it? To what end? To cut corners. Because if you go through the right channels, you definitely buy more expensive. To cut corners. So I don't know. How do we educate?
They were already there with their vehicles, waiting to load the products when an explosion occurred. And the results were fires. I mean, so people came with their vehicles, see the forest now.
Yes, now.
They came there to come and carry this. This is really, really sad.
It's not today.
It's very painful. Let me go on a quick break. When we come back, hopefully our guests will be here because we have a lot of questions to ask. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still talking about the 130 Nigerians that were set ablaze at the accident that happened on Friday about 11 p.m. between the borders of Rivers State and Imo because of the illegal bunkering. And right now we have on the show the State Commissioner for Petroleum Resources, Right Honorable Goodluck Opia, join the conversation. Good morning, sir. Are you there?
Hello.
Sir, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Fantastic. I'm trying to ask if we have the data of how many illegal bunkerings we actually have and what we're doing to clamp down on these illegal bunkerings across the states in that region. Did you get that question, sir?
Yeah, I have that.
Okay.
Thank you for having me. My name is Goodluck Obi. I'm the Honorable Commissioner for Petroleum Resources in Imo State. Straight to your question, it's not easy to know the number of illegal bunkerings, illegal refineries available in Imo. This is not an official activity. What they are doing is illegal, and so there's no records. They're not registered anywhere. So far, what we do is to work on intel from community people around. So we can't say for sure how many illegal refineries we have.
Okay.
And of course, these things are located right inside the swamps, the creeks, and thick forests across the oil-producing communities. As for what we are doing, we are doing so much. We have task forces on anti-legal. We are collaborating with some oil companies to attack the refining sites. We destroy a good number of them from time to time. Problem is that the more you destroy, the more they even spring up in other places. We have also challenges, challenges especially with security agencies who most of the time conniving with these operators. So you arrest some of the operators, they way out through the connivance of security agencies. But I think government is adopting a new strategy where a special security team is being detailed to handle the arrest and speedy prosecution of the perpetrators of this.
Okay, let me throw a few more questions in for you, sir.
Honourable Commissioner, I would like to know if the government, your government, the government, Imo State, was aware of this very particular illegal refinery. Because the way it is being described to us is supposed to be very... Nobody
is aware of the existence of any particular... In fact, people are aware of any refinery today. In a matter of a day or two, we attack that refinery. In fact, sometimes with the help of military helicopters, we move around, trying to nose through the creeks and swamps of oil-producing communities. Government wasn't aware at all. Government was not aware of the existence of
so your response leads me to the second part of my question is how, given what we understand, they said this is a very huge scale business. It was done, so many people go there to participate in the business. How does something as big as that miss the eyes of the government? How do you miss such a huge establishment that's been going on for many years?
Number one, the place is located right inside the forest, and you can't believe it. Bulk of the location where this thing took place lies within the river's portion of the boundary. So it's not something that is just conspicuous or located in an open area where you can identify that things are happening. If you know how the oil-producing community looks like, you'll understand that there are various activities of us, even oil companies, move around, pickups and all manner of vehicles. So you wouldn't even know. It's not in the place of government to know every movement of every vehicle in every community in Imo State. But like I said, this would have been helpful with active involvement of security agencies, the civil defense, the police, and so on. Unfortunately, the case is not like that because most times they collaborate with these people, they shield them, they participate, they partner together. So it's a problem. It's really a challenge on our hands.
Okay, let me throw one more question in for you. Go ahead.
Okay, Honorable Commissioner, now that this has happened and it's a border community, what plans do you have, let's say your department and that of River State, to come together and compensate the villagers who this has affected? Because it's not just the people who are doing the business.
I am holding a meeting with the council chairman of Ohaji-Egbema Local Government.
Okay.
With a view to persuading him to arrange a partnership meeting with the council chairman of Ohaji-Egbema Local Government Area, River State.
Okay.
Because I think that the two states need to collaborate. Every effort must be put together. We must synergize. We must think together and fight this evil because apart from being an economic sabotage, this is taking tolls on our youth and the society at large. So we can't.
Okay, let's talk about the farm.
I wanted to add another question quickly. So now that this has also happened and the governments are saying that they are not aware, what plans do you have to further prevent this sort of thing? Because Nigerians will not excuse the fact that the government is not aware. Do you have plans now to comb your bushes? I think it's important to get it right here. Okay. I am not saying that government is not aware that there are illegal refineries across the Nigerian Delta region or oil-producing communities of Imo. Government is fully aware. Okay. Like I said earlier on, what we do is that we fish them out, we destroy them, go there with swamp boogies, uproot them, and then bury them from time to time. Okay. But what we are not aware is that this particular one exists.
Okay.
If we will attack it. So what we intend to do is to intensify efforts. I've made mention of use of security army helicopters to comb the creeks. What we need to do now is to increase the speed of our investigation in that regard.
All right, Mr. Commissioner, let me ask you concerning these bodies. So we're told that the bodies have been burnt beyond recognition. How do you plan to get the families of these ones to know who they are? I mean, how do you match families with bodies? What are your plans? I mean, is there a mass burial? Are you going to...
It's a difficult one, indeed. I'm sure you must have looked at the pictures or the videos of the burnt bodies of those people. Most of them are burnt beyond recognition. And I have been made to understand that bulk of that number come from outside the area of this incident. So it's pretty difficult to identify the families and know who the people are. But I'm sure that as the days go by, the weeks go by, the picture will be clearer. It will go to us who and who are involved as much as possible. So far, government is taking steps to evacuate those dead bodies when we get to the area. It will begin today and tomorrow, and then see how much the government will be able to provide.
Let me get one more question in for you, sir, before you run off. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so when things like this happen, it reflects badly on the current administration. So right now, it looks bad on the governor of Imo State. And as you sort of inferred that maybe River State may take a blame because it's more on the River State's part. So when such a thing reflects badly on your principal, on the government, on your administration, what does the government do, or the governor do, or what's he planning to do quickly to show how bad this is and to make sure that those who could have played a role in this are caught? And so this is what I'm saying. Is the administration ready to call out people like the community leaders, traditional leaders of those areas and sit them down and ask them questions?
Before now, government of the Secret Senator have already mandated an advocacy program, a town hall meeting from community to community, drawing up, campaign against it, letting the people know the negative consequences, and everybody has his own approach to issues. I can tell you that Ohaji-Egbema is doing so much. Imo is not a major oil producing state at the moment, and what is happening affects our quantum of production, and the government is not happy about it. So the governor is coming up with various strategies as to how to combat this menace. I can assure you that this disaster is a further eye-opener to the government and the governor and the people of Imo State, and something more drastic will be done.
All right.
Thanks for.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Goodluck Opia, the State Commissioner for Petroleum Resources, Imo State. We're going to go on a quick break. When we come back, we continue with our conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.